Dropping 40,000 rupees on a smartphone is a major commitment. And if you've been looking at the marketing lately, you're probably frustrated. Every brand claims to have the best camera, longest battery, and fastest gaming performance. The truth is, the perfect 40,000 rupee all-rounder doesn't exist anymore. Manufacturers have abandoned the idea of building one device that does everything well. Instead, they've pivoted entirely to hyper-specialization. To buy a phone right now, you have to pinpoint your single biggest daily friction point. Getting absolute peak hardware in the one area you care about guarantees you will have to accept a significant compromise somewhere else. Before we even look at those specializations, there is a strict technical floor. If a phone here can't clear these baseline specs, it doesn't deserve your money. Looking at this checklist, your performance floor requires an Antutu score of 1.5 million, UFS 3.1 storage, and 8 gigabytes of RAM. Moving down to endurance, you demand a battery capacity of at least 5,500 milliamp hours, backed by a guarantee of 3 or more years of software updates. Finally, we add a dedicated telephoto lens. We place a big asterisk here because we can occasionally accept a phone missing this lens, but only if the rest of the hardware severely overcompensates. Any phone failing these basics gets cut immediately, but hitting this baseline only gets a device through the front door. The actual purchasing decision comes down to how you navigate the trade-offs. Let's start with the heavy media consumer. If you watch a lot of high-resolution video and constantly suffer from midday battery anxiety, your priorities are strictly visual and longevity. This trade-off matrix shows exactly what the POCO X8 Pro Max is doing. It spikes the hardware on the left side, delivering a massive 9,000 mAh battery paired with a premium 12-bit Dolby Vision display. To afford that massive endurance, the chart dips on the right. It relies on the Dimensity 9500's processor. It clears our baseline, but it sacrifices peak raw processing power compared to its direct competitors. Now, look at the exact opposite profile, the competitive mobile gamer. You don't care about battery marathons or Dolby Vision. You care entirely about keeping your frame rates locked during a heavy session. To prevent thermal throttling, the Oppo K13 Turbo takes a brutalist approach. It pairs a high-end Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 chip with a built-in active cooling fan right inside the chassis. The sacrifice here is optics. The camera setup is a bare-bones 50+2 megapixel array. It is a complete afterthought, entirely useless for anyone who cares about photography. You pick the POCO to permanently kill battery anxiety, or you buy the Oppo for raw, unthrottled gaming. Neither phone can do both. If you are a creator or someone who highly values physical design and sharp portrait photography, heavy processors and thick batteries actually work against you. Looking inside this lens assembly, the Vivo T4 Ultra dedicates its budget to optics. You get a dual 50-megapixel setup featuring a dedicated 50-megapixel telephoto lens, plus an enormous 512 gigabytes of storage to hold those files, all under 40,000 rupees. But because that camera hardware is so expensive, the Vivo falls back to a standard battery capacity and a Dimensity 9300 Plus chip. It handles daily tasks fine, but it will struggle with heavy, sustained gaming. Alternatively, if your focus is strictly on how the hardware feels in your hand, you look at the Moto A70 Pro. Motorola focused entirely on the chassis. It is incredibly slim, remarkably lightweight, and features a fluid 144Hz AMOLED display. To achieve that razor-thin profile, Motorola stripped out the telephoto lens entirely, and they removed the wireless charging feature that existed in previous models. You have to choose between carrying the best optical hardware with the Vivo or holding the most premium, lightweight physical chassis with the Moto. There is a very specific user who hates bloated operating systems and wants a completely distraction-free, unique interaction with their hardware. Watch how this interface lights up. The Nothing Phone 4a Pro uses this physical glyph matrix on the back to pull your attention away from the screen, running on an incredibly clean, minimalist UI. It delivers a highly functional triple camera setup with an ultra-wide, and it features a durable IP65 rating against dust and water. The penalties here are sharp. It has a much smaller 5,400 mAh battery, and there is no charging brick included in the box, adding an immediate hidden cost. You are paying an upfront financial tax and committing to stricter daily charging habits just to secure that minimalist software experience. If you've listened to all these trade-offs and remain undecided, you belong to the final category. You just want the highest return on your investment with no glaring structural weaknesses. For you, the default baseline generalist is the OnePlus Nord 6. The Nord 6 offers the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, a massive 9,000 mAh battery, and a virtually impenetrable IP69 rating against water and dust. It dominates the pricing category, delivering all this hardware for just 35,999 rupees, well under budget. Its singular major flaw is optics. It lacks a telephoto lens entirely. Enter the legacy loophole. If you want high-end specs but refuse to give up premium cameras, you buy a discounted last-generation flagship, like the OnePlus 13R or the Oppo Reno 14. Older flagships give you superior camera processing and premium glass and metal builds. The trade-off is time. You are buying into a device that has fewer years of software updates left. The Nord 6 is the safest bet for modern hardware longevity, but a discounted older flagship wins if camera polish is your absolute priority. Let's lock this in. Your final purchasing decision comes down to a strict series of yes or no questions based on your daily friction. Flowchart. Need a telephoto camera? Buy the Vivo T4 Ultra. Competitive mobile gamer? Buy the Oppo K13 Turbo. Suffer from extreme battery anxiety? Buy the Poco X8 Pro Max. Answered no to everything? Your default winner is the OnePlus Nord 6. Don't buy a phone just because the spec sheet looks impressive on paper. Instead, buy the device that permanently solves the one single problem you actually hate dealing with every single day.